In a decision that underscores the mounting strain between pragmatic conservatism and the surging populism reshaping the Republican Party, Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina announced on June 29, 2025, that he will not seek re-election in 2026. The move, coming just one day after he broke ranks with his party to vote against President Donald Trump's flagship tax and spending package, the Big Beautiful Bill, marks a significant turning point in both state and national politics. Tillis's life story is one of grit and quiet determination. Raised in modest circumstances, he worked minimum wage jobs and didn't earn his college degree until the age of 36. Before entering politics, he climbed the corporate ladder at IBM and PwC. His political journey began in the North Carolina state legislature, where he rose to become Speaker. In 2014, he unseated Democrat Kay Hagan in a tight U.S. Senate race and narrowly won re-election in 2020. Tillis never styled himself a firebrand. He embraced bipartisanship, co-sponsored gun safety legislation, supported marriage equality, and pushed for immigration reform with a pathway to citizenship. These centrist leanings earned him praise from Democrats, but frequent criticism from his party's Trump-aligned base. That tension reached a boiling point with his vote against Trump's sprawling budget bill, legislation that would, among other things, slash Medicaid funding and overhaul health coverage structures nationwide. Tillis justified his opposition by citing the potential harm to hospitals and rural communities in North Carolina, warning that the bill's Medicaid provisions would gut vital services. He wasn't alone in dissent. Senator Rand Paul also voted no, but his defiance carried added weight due to his position and timing. Within hours, Trump denounced him publicly, vowing to back a primary challenger who would properly represent the great people of North Carolina. Faced with the prospect of a bitter intra-party battle and ongoing pressure from Trump's political machine, Tillis chose to step away. His official reason? Family, principle, and fatigue. He said, "It's not a hard choice. I want to spend more time with my wife, my kids, my grandkids, and less time dealing with political feeder." Tillis's announcement reflects a broader exodus of moderates from both sides of the aisle, Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and others who, like Tillis, grew weary of a system where ideological purity often trumps practical governance. Tillis's departure transforms North Carolina into one of the most hotly contested Senate races of the 2026 cycle. Democrats, sensing an opening, are already mobilizing. Former Rep. Wiley Nickel has declared his candidacy, and former Governor Roy Cooper is rumored to be weighing a run. On the Republican side, a crowded primary looms, likely dominated by MAGA-aligned hopefuls. Names like Don Brown and Pat Harrigan are circulating, candidates who are unapologetically loyal to Trump's agenda. The political dynamics in North Carolina have long been razor-thin. Trump has won the state 3 times, yet Tillis's own Senate victories were narrow. The GOP cannot afford missteps in a state that remains fiercely competitive and deeply divided. Nationally, Tillis's retirement is part of a broader reshaping of the Senate. Alongside other planned retirements from Democrats in New Hampshire and Minnesota, his exit foreshadows a chamber increasingly defined by extremes. The disappearing center may well prove the greatest challenge to legislative progress in the years ahead. In his farewell, Tillis emphasized his belief in governance over grandstanding. He spoke admiringly of Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, 2 centrist senators known for defying party lines, and lamented how rare such courage has become. He said too many people cheer bipartisanship from the other side and curse it from their own. Tillis's record is indeed of contrast. He backed Trump's tax cuts and judicial nominations, but also worked on infrastructure bills and whistleblower protections. He helped shape retirement reform legislation and supported initiatives to reduce gun violence. Yet he also faced criticism, particularly for his campaign's ties to Cambridge Analytica and dark money groups. This chapter cannot close without examining Trump's influence. Tillis's opposition to the Big Beautiful Bill drew immediate fire from the former president. Trump's Truth Social attacks and threats of a primary challenge weren't just rhetoric. They were reminders of how effectively he commands loyalty through fear. Tillis's retirement suggests that, for some Republicans, the cost of resistance has become too high. In stepping down, he joins a growing list of lawmakers unwilling to sacrifice personal integrity for party orthodoxy. The next 18 months could prove consequential. Tillis, now unshackled from electoral concerns, has promised to vote with independence and principle. In a polarized Senate, even a single vote can alter the course of major legislation. For Republicans, his exit means a scramble to retain control in a state that often defines the national mood. For Democrats, it's a rare opportunity in a midterm cycle otherwise fraught with uphill battles. But for the American public, Tillis's departure is a sobering signal. Moderation, once considered a strength, is now a political liability. And in today's Washington, that truth may be the most telling of all.